There is a type of person who will never hurt you openly. They hurt you with concern, with kindness, with compliments that quietly cut into your confidence. And the worst part, you thank them for it. Because the most dangerous manipulators rarely look dangerous. They look caring, patient, supportive, safe. And by the time you realize what they were doing, they already have influence over your emotions, your confidence, and sometimes even your identity. Today we are talking about the dark psychology of people who pretend to be nice. And before this video ends, you are going to recognize patterns you were never supposed to notice. Patterns that silently shape relationships, friendships, families, and sometimes entire lives. Most people think manipulation looks obvious, like anger, control, aggression, threats. But real psychological manipulation is usually much quieter than that. It sounds reasonable, it sounds caring. Sometimes it even sounds loving. That is exactly why it works. Because when someone attacks you directly, your mind becomes alert. You defend yourself, you resist. But when someone hides control inside kindness, your defenses stay open. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin trusting someone who is quietly weakening you. Psychologists call this covert manipulation, a form of emotional control, hidden beneath niceness, concern, and emotional generosity. The signs are usually subtle, very subtle. It sounds like, "I only want what's best for you. I'm just worried about you. I don't want to see you fail." And on the surface, those words seem harmless. But pay attention to how you feel afterward. Do you feel stronger or smaller? More confident or more dependent on their approval? That feeling matters. Because covert manipulators often leave emotional fingerprints behind them. Confusion, self-doubt, guilt, emotional exhaustion. You leave conversations questioning yourself instead of questioning them. And that is not accidental. That is psychological pressure. So why do people do this? Why manipulate through kindness instead of honesty? Because kindness gives access. Anger pushes people away. But kindness pulls people closer, closer emotionally, closer psychologically, closer mentally. Most covert manipulators are deeply insecure people. They need influence. To feel emotionally safe, they need reassurance, control, validation, but they also want to appear good, helpful, necessary. So instead of controlling people openly, they control them quietly, through guilt, through obligation, through emotional dependence. And over time, the person being manipulated starts shrinking around them. Their confidence weakens. Their instincts become quieter. Their independence slowly disappears. One of the most common tactics is the backhanded compliment. "You actually did really well. I wasn't expecting that from you." It sounds like praise, but hidden inside it is disrespect. Another tactic is concern disguised as control. "I just don't think you're ready. I'm only trying to protect you." These phrases plant fear inside your mind while making the other person appear caring. Then there is guilt, the favor that becomes emotional debt, the help that is mentioned forever, the support that comes with invisible strings attached. Nothing is freely given. Everything becomes leverage later. And perhaps the most dangerous tactic of all is playing the victim. The moment you confront them, suddenly they are hurt. Suddenly you are cruel. ungrateful, insensitive, and somehow the conversation shifts away from their behavior and onto your reaction to it. That is manipulation through emotional confusion. Here is the painful truth. Good people are usually the easiest to manipulate, because empathetic people want to believe the best in others. They explain away harmful behavior. They rationalize disrespect. They ignore patterns because they keep focusing on isolated moments. Maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe they're just stressed. And slowly their reality becomes distorted. Not because they are weak, but because they are kind. And manipulative people often know exactly how to use that kindness against them. Eventually something shifts. You begin noticing patterns you ignored before. You notice how your confidence drops around certain people, how your excitement disappears after talking to them, how your growth somehow makes them uncomfortable, and then you realize something disturbing. Not everyone who supports you wants you to grow. Some people only support you as long as you remain smaller than them. And the moment you begin evolving, their kindness changes. It becomes subtle resistance, subtle doubt, subtle emotional pressure. That realization changes people. Because once you see manipulation clearly, it becomes impossible to ignore. So how do you protect yourself? First, trust patterns more than words. Words can lie, patterns rarely do. Second, pay attention to your nervous system. Your body notices danger before your mind fully understands it. If someone consistently leaves you feeling drained, guilty, small, or emotionally confused, pay attention to that feeling. Third, stop over-explaining yourself. People who genuinely care about you do not require constant justification. And finally, set boundaries. Then watch carefully what happens next. Healthy people respect boundaries. Manipulative people resent them. Maybe quietly, maybe indirectly, but eventually their reaction reveals the truth. Not every dangerous person looks dangerous. Some of them look kind, some sound caring, some feel safe. But if someone consistently makes you doubt yourself, question your worth, or shrink your potential, that is not love. Real love expands you. Real support strengthens you. Real care does not quietly destroy your confidence. And the first step to protecting yourself is learning to see clearly. Because once you understand the hidden patterns, you stop becoming controlled by them. Understand the mind. Master the self. Noetic dominion.